Excited.
I know. Oh, here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks very much for coming to join us in this conversation. Obviously, Mercy Focus on Haiti is a favorite topic for Alex and me, and we're delighted that you're joining us. My name is Kathy Thornton. I'm a Sister of Mercy living in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I'm currently the Executive Director of Mercy Focus on Haiti.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I am so excited to share a little bit about Mercy Focus on Haiti. My name is Alexandra Fiefie, best known as Alex. I am currently volunteering with Mercy Focus on Haiti as its in-country liaison, and so honored to be a member of the Governing Council.
Thanks, Alex. It's good to see you, even though you are in Haiti, long distance. What we'd like to begin with our conversation is to talk about the projects that Mercy Focus on Haiti is involved with. And Alex is our person on the ground, our eyes and ears on the ground, and knows a lot about current activities that are going on in Haiti. So I think she will be significant in telling the story of the projects that are we're engaged in there. The first one we want to talk about is the Hen House.
Last month, I was at the Hen House and had a conversation. He confessed to me that the Hen House means a lot to them because he used to work for hours in order to purchase eggs. He also shared that he and other people in that neighborhood hope to have other initiatives in this way so life can be easier for them. Another thing that I want to say about the Hen House is women in Haiti are considered as main actors in both families and public markets. In fact, those people often risk their lives going to Dominican Republic to buy eggs. Sometimes they get raped, robbed, and even victims of accidents. Female customers testify that the Hen House reduces those risks. Moreover, the quality of eggs revealed better than the imported ones in terms of freshness, taste, and durability. And I need to say that people in women love our eggs. They eat them a lot, like schools, and you will see egg sandwiches are being sold almost everywhere in Women.
I like that you said the quality of the eggs are better than the ones they get from the Dominican Republic, and nothing's better than homegrown. One of the things that is significant to me about the Hen House is that the school children have more access to eggs. And let me tell you a little bit about that. I think you know this, Alex, from being part of Mercy Focus on Haiti. At least you would know it now. But that about 3 years ago, Sister Pat, one of the sisters that we work with in Haiti, and she works at the school, among other places. But she asked us. She was talking to us about wanting to improve the diet of the students. And she asked us if we at Mercy Focus on Haiti would be able to fund an egg a day for the students to increase the protein in their diet and fend off malnutrition. So we went to the, sounded like a good thing to be doing. So we went to our development director, Marion, and she said, sure, she can raise the money for that. And so she started a fundraising program, and she entitled it, Wanna Be a Good Egg. And of course, the campaign was successful because a whole lot of people want to be a good egg. But the important thing actually is the benefit to the children. And the principal of the school, about a month into the program, told us that attendance was up because kids were hungry and needed something to eat, and so was learning. So the impact of having the eggs in their diet was quite significant. And also, the Hen House now has a regular buyer. The next thing I'd like to share with you all and talk a bit about is Maison Bon Samaritan. And that is the name of the residence for the elderly. And when I first went to Haiti in 2014, I think it was, I kept hearing this phrase, Kai Pove, whenever we would go to visit the residents. And finally, I asked somebody, what did that mean? And it meant poor house. And that's what they were calling it at that point. And it struck me how, when I think about a poorhouse here in the States and or a county home, it conjures up all kinds of images that are harsh. And I just want to, we now no longer call it the poorhouse. Its real name is House of the Good Samaritan. And to me, that exemplifies how the residents are with each other and how the staff people treat the residents. So it's a very good place, a very good place to be.
And people still call it Kaipov. Sometimes when I take a motorcycle and I want to go to MBS, and they say Kaipov, and I explain them what it is right now. So it is a wonderful thing to welcome the elderly and needs and rejected ones. As Christians, we value them just like ourselves. With Forever Friends, a program that I launched last November to make Sister Margie's dream come true, while residents have been inside because of COVID, they now know that they have friends thinking of them and keeping themselves busy. Residents are very happy spending time with children of l'école Jésus Marie. It is cute seeing them exchanging their drawings with students, giving advices, singing, dancing. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was at MBS helping with the preparation of drawings. A new one told me it was his first experience drawing in his life, and he loved it. After finishing his first, he was up to do more. Isn't that cool?
That's great. Yeah.
Now, there is another program called Rainwater Harvesting Project, Sister Kathy. It is a very significant. It is a very significant project here in Gomorrah. I help our partners with the implementation plan of this project. I'm so sorry there's some noise in the background because I am in Haiti. This program is to help farmers in Gomorrah facing climate changes, harvesting water in order to grow food for their families, changing their lives, and also lifting the Haitian economy. It is the first time that new technology has been evolving in Haiti. So last November, we found an American engineer and his assistant, Joel and Jacqueline. They came down to Haiti to train a number of 19 Masons. So it was so great to see the exchange between the engineer and the Masons here. Beneficiaries of that project love the cisterns. and they express their joy and pride having them as models because other people come from different areas to see their sisters, and they are like more people who want them. One thing to know about Beaumont is that most folks need to walk to get water, and they usually carry it on their heads or they use their donkeys. In Beaumont, people don't have water at homes from a water source. They need to buy or use the river water or dig wells. And sometimes it is very difficult to find spots digging wells. There are, in my visit last month, we went to a place named called Bigay. We met with the director of a school, and he said there was an African trying so hard to help that area, but he couldn't find any places or areas to dig wells. So it is a very important project to help people here because most of them, or I would say, women depends on rainwater. So they really need a way to harvest water and save it as they rarely have rain.
It's an interesting phrase to harvest water. We don't talk about it like that very much, but obviously it needs to be done there. But there are a couple of things that strike me, Alex, when you were talking and telling the story about the training for the Haitians, and that it's a good example of what Mercy Focus on Haiti tries to do, is that we find out from the Haitians what they need, and then we try, and they let us know that, and then we try to find funding or make connections. And in this instance, we found the man who was an expert in ferro cement cisterns and making them. He came down to Haiti and trained 28 people to make those ferro cement cisterns. And so hopefully that, that's educating as well as providing sources of water for people. So it's really good. The other thing I am aware of with regard to water is that any of you who know are connected with a Mercy High School or Mercy College know that the Sisters of Mercy have what we call critical concerns, and their issues, usually social justice issues, that we commit ourselves with time and attention to addressing. And water happens to be one of them, that we understand the significance of water, clean water, and the significance of it for health, not only of people, but of animals, of the earth. And so Focus on Haiti is very proud to be part of the water harvesting project, and continue to help us live out our commitment to justice. The next program is, I don't know if I have a favorite one, but I sure do like this one. It's an empowerment program for women. In French, I believe it's called Chemin la vie meilleure, which translates Pathway to a Better Life. And it's a program geared for women, and you can see one of the women there. It's a program that in 18 months gets a woman and her family out of ultra poverty. And let me tell you what the requirements are to be part of this program. A woman and her family live on less than, they live on $1.25 a day or less. They live in tiny shacks. They have no latrines. They have no pure water. They have no regular income. They do not eat every day, and their children are generally malnourished and don't go to school. Okay, quite a set of requirements to be in the program, but it's a descriptor of what ultra poverty is. But in 18 months, they're out of that ultra poverty, and they have, by the end of that time, the family living situation is improved with a new house. I don't know if you can see in the back. Oh, there's in the back of this slide, you can see through those spokes there. You can see a shack and a thatched roof house. And now you can see this woman who is in the program. She's going to have a house. This is the beginning structure of the new house. And what the CLM program does for people is they provide the materials to build or fix your house, the materials for a latrine and a water filter, and they teach you how to do that. So this is not an easy program. They provide you with the materials, they teach you how to do it, but they have to get it done. They have to do it themselves. And so it's obviously what we talk about in terms of empowerment programs.
Sister Catherine,
Yeah.
can you imagine after 18 months, one woman says that she has planned to build new houses. Like starting with that, after 18 months, I remember in the last graduation, one of them said that she had planned to have a new house.
She was going to start building houses for other people as well?
No,
No,
she wants
just
to
for
have
her.
another house for herself.
Yeah, you can't imagine the difference between the little shack and then these houses with even windows in them. So that it's really good. But so this program was set up by a organization called Foncose Foundation in Port-au-Prince, and they set up the program, and then we helped fund it for 3 cohorts of 200 women each. So right now, the picture on the screen right now is the latest graduation group that graduated in December, I think it was. And but anyway, it's a very significant empowerment program. And one of the important things, a number of important things, one is the women know them after 18 months, they know themselves as capable, that they can do something. They've built a house, or repaired it. They've learned 2 businesses. One of the major parts of the Pathway to a Better Life program is to teach a small business enterprise so that they have a means of income that they can carry on for the rest of their lives. So, but I think for me, and I don't know what you would say is your favorite part of the program, but I think for me, one of the most significant things is that there's an accompaniment that a caseworker meets with each woman every week for 18 months. And so you know that somebody is accompanying you and helping you and assisting you and egging you forward. So I think I find the program quite valuable. And we also have, in addition to the education part of the program, we conduct medical clinics. Where you started with a medical clinic, right? Oh, yeah. There's,
Sister Kathy, by the way, I would like to say thank you to Sister Judy Matthew for her excitement and her powerful support.
oh, good. Thank you. She's going to give us prayerful support. That's good. Yeah, but tell us about the medical clinics and why they're significant.
While before moving to the medical clinic, Sister Kathy, I would like to say that this program, the CLM program, is a total life-changing activity or project because it's just amazing to hear the testimonies of those women. I remember that I almost cried when I was translating for you in the first graduation. Like those people started with nothing, but after 18 months, they have bank accounts, houses, children go to school, and you see happiness. Like there are dance and songs in graduation. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Well, free consultations and surgeries are always great to have in Haiti, knowing of the healthcare. Most people cannot afford them that often. I remember like 3 weeks ago, I met with a woman that came to Woman especially for her organization. She saw a lady with 3 children, and they've been sick for a week with diarrhea. As a mother, she took them to the hospital, to the closest healthcare center. When she arrived there, the first question she was asked, who was gonna pay for them? And when she said, okay, how much? They said 100 goods. 100 goods is like less than $2. She paid the fees, and that good Samaritan told me that she spent the entire time on her trip back crying. So you can imagine how important to have medical trips here in Haiti.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
amazing
Sister
what.
Kathy, would you like to share some?
Yeah. I just see a question here from Katie Mindling, who asked, who are the teachers in these programs? And the CLM program is being taught by Haitians. It's a program that was started here, um, and they conduct the classes, and they also are the caseworkers. The caseworkers are the people who contact the members each week. So it's a program put on by created by Haitians and being the put on by the Haitians for one another. So, so
The next program we want to talk about is the humanitarian aid. So last year we started to support this after hearing the leaders approach about hunger in Gumon. So they provided food to 150 families in great needs for the first months, and then they had to switch by sharing some money to those families in order to buy their own food because of the currency challenges. Later on, they came up with a new empowering idea for those families in the program because they realized they were not solving the problem. So they want to offer training or formation to those families in which they will learn how to start new business and then find a way to save money weekly. Consequently, the launch of the first group of this new idea will be next Monday.
yeah, that's great. It was kind of a surprise to us when to be doing humanitarian aid because which is basically providing assistance in an emergency situation. And ordinarily, we have much more of a process of sharing with one another about how we want this project to go forward. But in this, the people were directly going to distribute food, and we thought that was so we would be able to fund that. And then they changed and they said, no, it's too difficult to distribute the food. We'll give them money, and they can purchase what they need. And then just what was it? Just last week or 2 weeks ago, a month ago, that
A month
they
ago.
a month ago when they came and they had a third way to respond to the situation, like Alex just said, and that we're going to teach them a small enterprise. I mean, we're not doing that, but and actually some of the people from the CLM program are helping conduct that program. So it's another example, I think, of learning from the Haitians what it is they need and how we can be of assistance to them. So,
Well, Sister Kathy, I want to say hunger here is a huge. It's because it's almost everywhere. When you
hunger,
go to the country, like hunger, when you go to the countryside in the most populated areas, you will see people in extreme like poverty. When I was visiting one of the places last month, I had a talk with a director of a school, and he told me that children come to school by 9 a.m. and he has no choice to release them by 12 because they don't eat at homes and the school cannot afford feeding them either. How would those children learn with empty bellies?
yeah, it's hunger is it's food scarcity is what they talk about it, but basically it's hunger, and how to uh, provide for that. And if so, it's a real challenge to respond. And we try at Mercy Focus on Haiti to promote anything that um, enhances food production. So whether it's seeds that we send down or that we send money for them to purchase seeds, um, teaching them, are the agronomy people teaching them how to work the soil and things like that. But also these programs for food distribution and food production. So yeah, it's a big, significant concern. The next thing, and last of the projects that we'll talk about is immersion experiences. That's another program that Mercy Focus on Haiti engages in. And basically, it's a week-long trip to Haiti, and where you would experience firsthand all of those projects that we just talked about, and meet the people who are the leaders in those kinds of programs and so forth. You learn about the culture. You connect with the people. You visit the people at Maison Bon Samaritan, and usually there's a party. And as Alex has been talking about all the dancing and singing, there's a lot of that happens. And you also, in connecting with the people, you get to know them. You get to know them as courageous, creative, hospitable, problem solvers, just all around good folks. The resilience they have in dealing with the struggles of their lives. So we invite you to participate. Now, obviously, we haven't been able to go there for at least it's been 2 years since it'll be coming up on 2 years since we've been able to have people go on immersion experiences. But we would love to have you attend, participate in one of those. And I think for me, my first experience, ongoing immersion experience, was an encounter, a disturbing encounter with poverty. And I think it was one of those John Lewis kind of disturbances where it's a good disturbance to feel the contradictions in life and to see the what is it and why is it that I have the benefits of first world and my brothers and sisters in Haiti don't. So what difference then, what am I called to? The immersion experiences are very personal and life-giving, I would say, as well.
The presence of the students means a lot to Haitians. You don't need to give them anything, but since you decide to hear and smile, they give it so much values. In addition to that, students are always open to do any kind of activities, such as organizing equipment or materials at the hospital, cleaning up the forest, painting MVS, have fun with Mercy Young Borders girls. And I want to say congratulations to all Mercy teachers, parents, members, because those students are special. By the way, Sister Kathy, Sister Karen Schneider, Kathy Sewell left a comment for you to say thank you for your medical work in Haiti. We have a question about our Mercy Focus on Haiti got started. So stay tuned. We will be answering that question later.
Yeah. Before we answer the question of how Mercy Focus on Haiti, Alex, will you share about what life is like in Haiti right now?
Of course, of course. At first, Haiti is a beautiful country. When terms of history, sites, resorts, cuisine, culture, and the faith of the people, it was the richest colony in the past, but now Haiti is the poorest in the Western Hemisphere. Why? How come? We have the sun all year, lots of water sources. Why can't we have power 24/7? Or many places, including Beaumont, don't have power nowadays until today. Haiti has thousands of rich people, including millionaires among them, whereas 65% Haitians are under the national poverty line. There are like three levels of life in Haiti. The elite on the top, the middle class working hard, don't get paid well enough, and sometimes they don't receive anything. And the third level is which the 65% people are in great needs and often in extreme poverty when you go to the countryside and the populated areas. So I usually want to talk about the ones that are in the middle class and the ones in the lowest class. The 60%, 65% represent a lot talking about life in Haiti. When you experience life outside, speaking about it is a huge topic. Honestly, like for more than 25 years, almost everything has problems. For example, education, economy, society, environment, security, justice, politics, our constitution's weaknesses. The Haitian population cannot breathe. Haiti still doesn't recover from the earthquake in 2010. Even billions of dollars were donated. Just to tell you, life in Haiti is hard and tough, not only for children, but also for elderly and young people. They often say that people in countryside and populated areas are forgotten by the government. Can you imagine not to go to school because of the fear of shooting, kidnapping, or raping? Can you think about a woman going through like 4 cities to deliver her baby and comes back to the initial one because there's no doctors available in public hospitals on holiday, and she has to pay like 5 times to have this service? Can you think of yourself not to eat a day because you're not on the schedule? Can you, what would you, how would you act after staying in schools like 2 years, 4 years, but you cannot find a job? But you're listening to news or you're seeing on social media that money is being used for other things, or opportunities, investment are being done outside of Haiti. Consequently, most Haitians, most young people here have been leaving the country. Let me remind us, the situation of Haiti is all human created. That's why we humans, Christians, put ourselves together and we invite you to do the same as well so we can contribute to the change of lives for our Asian sisters and brothers. In spite of, why should you come to Haiti though? Just because it is unique. With the operation of Mercy Focus on Haiti and Gomorn, through projects and programs, changes have been flowing in different angles. I always say Mercy Focus on Haiti is the GOAT in its way, because you notice happiness, not only members happy, beneficiaries, partners.
Did we, did we lose you? I think we lost Alex for a little bit, but that what she's describing is, as you all heard, the toughness of being in Haiti. But also, I think she was moving to talk about the joy of the people and the resilience and the continued efforts to better their lives. But the 65% in poverty, those statistics are pretty disheartening. And the truth is that Mercy Focus on Haiti has not been able to go to Haiti. One reason, of course, is the pandemic, but also the other is the violence and the danger of the gangs, the gang that are developing and are taking over the political. There's great political instability and economic disaster almost. So it's a difficult situation at best. But I love how Alex is devoted to her country and that she makes connections in order to benefit her country. Are you back?
Yes, I
Okay.
am back. I'm
Okay.
sorry,
That's okay.
that's part of the life. That's part of life here.
Part of life here, yeah. Did
Yes.
you want to finish anything
So,
up?
so where did I? Huh?
Do you want to?
Would you
Did you
repeat
want?
it, please?
Did you want to say more about the
So I was
situation?
talking about the I don't know where I stopped. So
You were. You were talking about the people, young people wanting to leave the country.
Okay. So, yes, I get it. Thank you for. So, most people have been leaving the country. And if you meet like 10 Haitians or you ask them if they want to leave or stay, and I believe that 10, like 7 or 8 at least will say that they want to leave because it's very hard. So you're living with fear, you're uncertain about your future. It's like you're in a war, you're fighting, but you don't know where you will be. So why should you come to Haiti though? Just because it's unique. With the Operation of Mercy focused on Haiti through projects and programs, changes have been flowing in different angles. I always say Mercy focused on Haiti is the GOAT because it is incomparable in its way and concept. It makes everybody happy, members, beneficiaries, volunteers, partners, Haiti in general. Honestly, I feel and think differently with Mercy Focused on Haiti. And one thing, one special thing that I love about it is that we don't just give people, but we hear their needs and support them in certain ways. To finish is that there's always a lot we need to do, so much to do in Haiti.
Thanks, Alex. And it's an honor to go to Haiti and to be connected with our brothers and sisters there. It's good for us. We learn a lot, and thank you for letting us be with you. We got a question about how did Mercy Focus on Haiti get started? I can tell you about our creation story, is what I call it. And I want to say it was 2 religious congregations and a lot of friends that made this all happen. The 2 religious congregations are the Sisters of Mercy of the Americas, and the second is the Congregation of the Religious of Jesus and Mary. But it all starts at a lunch table when in 2011, when a group of Sisters of Mercy were talking about 2 challenges given to them and the whole community at this chapter meeting. A chapter meeting for sisters is a meeting where you gather and plan for the future. And so the 2 things that this little group was talking about were the challenges given to us to redistribute our human and financial resources, and the second, to act, although related, to act in solidarity with the poor. So basically, the challenge was to share ourselves and our lives and our money with people who are poor. And so that group of about 11 Sisters of Mercy at the table left that table with a mission and a direction. They said, let's focus our attention on Haiti, which is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. And second, let's connect with another religious congregation already there instead of recreating the wheel. So with that, within a year, that group included many other sisters and friends with a variety of skills and to set up an organization. And they had signed an agreement with the Religious of Jesus and Mary to work with them in Grosmorne, Haiti, all within a year. So that's a thumbnail sketch of how we got started. And now we're even organizing ourselves with a governing council and all that kind of thing. So what started as a movement, I would suggest, has moved into becoming an organization with a great network of donors and friends, and we rope in family members now and then, people with, and also people with expertise, um, and then other people just wanting to be brothers and sisters with people who are poor, and creating conditions for people to thrive. Um, so anyway, that's a thumbnail sketch of how we got started. And this year we're celebrating our 10th anniversary as Mercy Focus on Haiti. So that's pretty exciting to have been moved that far.
We have a question from Ellen. She is wondering if children in Haiti are required to attend school. Yes, they are required to attend school. But the problem is parents parents mostly in countryside and populated areas cannot afford sending them to school. And some governments used to help with the uniforms, materials, but it's been a long time that I didn't hear about this. They're all required to go to school, but we have we obviously have more private schools than public schools. And when you go to a private school, you need to pay. And most of the time, they cannot pay. I remember visiting that school for our project, Rainwater Harvesting project. In my conversation with the principal, he said, it's not only they don't have food, or they don't eat from the house, that's the houses, they don't eat from homes, but also their parents cannot afford paying the school. They had to contact somebody to help with the tuition or with the teachers' payments. Yes, they are required to go to school, but parents cannot afford paying their tuition fees.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we have a question that Josh asks. In addition to grassroots work, does Mercy Focus on Haiti also work directly with the government in Haiti? And the simple answer is no. We do not work with the government because we're an international organization, and we're not connected as citizens with Haiti. So, however, we do we follow all the rules and regulations of the country, and as foreigners in that country. What was I going to? But we do also work with the government here in Congress, people, and there's a caucus in Congress that's concerned about issues with Haiti, and we do advocacy work through them, and try to influence our connections with the country of Haiti.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Patricia, for praying God for what I can accomplish with the support of Mercy Focus on Haiti. Thank you.
Well, we probably should move towards closing our time together. But before we do that, we'd like to make some suggestions on ways for you to be involved. And we have a whole list of them, actually.
We do.
First of all, our first thing is to join an immersion trip. So when we can go back, come join. There's nothing like being there and meeting the people and interacting with them, and seeing their culture, their lifestyle, etc., and their resilience and their capacity to deal with the poverty that's there. The second thing is to learn about Haiti and do research. And those of you who are students, we would invite you to do research about it, what when you have a paper to write, choose to write about Haiti, choose to write about ultra poverty, choose to write about groups that are addressing nationally and internationally that are addressing the issues um, of poverty globally. Um, the other, we would invite you to search our website and learn more about Focus on Haiti and the projects we're involved with, to friend us. You might also want to interview Mercy Focus on Haiti members and see what the meaning of this is for them and how their lives have changed because of that. And Alex, you suggested a WhatsApp connection.
Well, it was a genius idea, dream from Greenwich Mercy University. So the idea is to be in connection with like Mercy Being Borders girls, since students cannot come here, like correspondence on WhatsApp, letters, cards, chat, so we can know about one another's cultures, and also we can catch a new language.
That's good. Okay. Thanks. Another one would be to set up a fundraiser. Um, you can do it through all the social media options as well, but something at your school or whatever. Or you could donate to one of the programs. Like I was talking earlier about the Good Egg program. And for
Mhm.
$60 for 1 year, you can support a student for having eggs every day at school. So that's another option. Another one is to connect to a Haitian community near you, get to
Mhm.
know the Haitian people, know their story, and interact with them and their culture and their lifestyle. And then also to keep the Haitian people in your prayer and hold them as brothers and sisters. Be an advocate for them, like act on their behalf as situations arise. Maybe join your church's social justice committee and bring Haiti as a topic to the group. And I'm sure you can come up with a variety of other ideas of um, connecting with our brothers and sisters in Haiti. So we'd like to close now, and I'd like to read a poem that was written by Sister Karen Schneider, one of the physicians who leads our medical clinics in Haiti. And she entitled this, "The Haiti of Many Plagues." The first plague lasted 300 years until 1804, slavery, to be followed by the plague of greed and power, a nation divided north and south, political corruption and coups for another 200 years, until 2004 with the overthrow of Aristide. In the 1950s to the 80s, there was the plague of terror, Papa Doc and Baby Doc, and the Taton Maku, who terrorized the people. Hurricane plagues have ravaged the country. Floods, floods, and more floods, and mudslides and death. In 2010, the earthquake plague struck and was over in minutes, followed by the cholera plague that lasted for years. Now, in 2021, there is the coronavirus plague. And yet, when I visit a woman who has not eaten, the plague of hunger, she still offers me the only chair in the house.
So thank you so much for joining us. Visit our website, mercyfocusonhaiti.org, for more information. Hopefully, we will see you on an immersion.
Thank you.